It's a bird, it's a plane, it's a flying canine, it's a WolfHawk. It's a swooping, snarling, no use hollering WolfHawk. In the burning sun, even outlaws run when they hear that screeching howl. WolfHawk.
The WolfHawk Comedy Podcast.
I'm Elliot Broder.
I'm Lizzy Wolfson.
And I'm Mac Hawkburns.
And we have a very fun guest. And I think I keep on describing everybody as fun.
It's fun.
And
one of my favorites in the Denver comedy community.
I think one day I'll describe somebody as non-fun.
Non-fun. This is the least fun person.
But that's not today.
That's not today.
Today is not that day.
We've got the incredible Gabby Gutierrez-Reed. You're using the Reed?
I already did it. I already messed it up.
Oh no. Yeah, are you going by Gabby Gutierrez-Reed? We probably should ask that before.
Yeah, I always have. I've always thought about.
Sometimes you knock off the Reed part.
I don't. People do, and
People
I don't
do
say
it.
anything about it.
Oh,
I'm really not a
something.
stickler. I'm like, I am who I am. If somebody says Gabby Gutierrez, I don't feel insecure about. Like, oh, fuck Gabby Gutierrez.
right. You didn't say my name right. Yeah.
I don't go in the microphone and be like, "Oh, you had to go Gutierrez."
When people do that, is that fun?
I don't usually make fun of people for how.
Yeah. Chile. It's more like that. Yeah.
Chile. Guacamole.
What's the weirdest thing they've called you?
Okay, I actually have one for this because it did happen. Yes. And we were at we're Iowa City, that arcade comedy bar.
Okay.
And the person that runs it is so sweet. But I didn't say anything. I went up and was like, "Hey guys," but he said, "Give it up for Gabby Gutierrez-Reed."
Oh, Reed.
And I was like, hell
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. I think there's other comics that have stories like that, and it's about me. Because I normally pronounce people's names
Put
wrong.
people's names wrong.
Yeah, no, I've done
Yeah.
it very... And people pronounce mine. I got called Wolfman the other day, and I was like, that's close enough,
Wolfman.
right?
Oh,
Wolfman.
yeah.
Yeah, Wolfson,
Lizzy
Wolfman.
Wait, there was
Yeah.
like Wolfman?
Yeah.
Up next, it's Wolfman.
She's done it a few times, which is also interesting to me because all of my social media is just my name.
Yeah.
Like, I've never made it something weird.
Man, you're the son of a wolf. You're not
Right.
a man of a wolf.
It's a son.
And I don't understand why people don't get that. Why do people not get that?
It's so simple.
Yeah.
I'm not the daughter.
People call him Mike all the time.
I still get called Mike a lot,
He gets
but that's
called Mike
fine.
all the time.
I've definitely slipped because when I met you, you were
I was
Mike
Mike.
Hawkburns.
It's
Yeah.
true. And Michael is my middle name, so I don't feel like that weird about it. You know?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But
Yeah.
It's
you
not.
know.
That's not a crazy.
No, not at all. Well, and that's part of why I chose like a stage name that was loosely based in my real name, because I didn't want to have to like learn to respond to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I used to go by Mike a little more, and really I stopped going by Mike when I was living in Memphis, because at all my jobs I became White Mike
Oh, that makes sense.
because there were other Mikes
Yeah. And
That
you
were
the
not white.
that were not white, so I became White Mike, and I was like, you guys can just call me Elliot. That's like my real name, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, we're gonna keep calling you White Mike.
You're
White Mike for good.
Yeah.
Now, dog.
Yeah. I called him Mike for
Dog,
half of our friendship, probably.
Yeah.
It's a middle name, so it's like not, you know.
That's not a crazy move.
Yeah.
But Wolfman is.
Wolfman. That's a little bit
Wolfman?
strange.
That's that's more crazy
like
than
not a-
calling Elliot
You've-
Mike.
It's
They're
not a normal
evolving
last
you.
name.
Right. Like
Yeah,
a
that's-
Pokemon.
Yeah. There's Lizzy Wolfson. Lizzy Wolfman.
Yeah.
The
Lizzy father, son, and spirit.
Lizzy Wolf grandfather. Grandson of Wolf.
It's the whole pack.
Oh, well, I was worried because I did see on a couple posters where they didn't put the Reed part at the end. And then I was like, have I been saying the wrong thing? And that's confusing.
Adding the hyphen.
But I think Gabby Gutierrez-Reed, that hits.
Thank
That's
you.
a fun name.
I can see
love
though
a
if
hyphen.
somebody's trying to fit it to a poster or something. You
Oh
know?
yeah,
They're
I
like,
really don't get it takes a lot to make me angry.
Yeah.
People have done it, but
Yeah.
it's not because
It
Yeah.
wasn't
name.
malicious.
yeah.
Sometimes people spell my name Lizzie, and then I want to murder them. So
And then you're like, I might go to jail.
Yeah, sometimes people put two T's on the end of my name of Elliot.
my
Elliot,
partner, she did that a few times
Yeah.
with the poster, and I had to check it for
Which,
ours.
you know, it doesn't bother me that much because it's like it doesn't change the
Pronunciation,
pronunciation,
yeah.
you
Yeah.
know. But I remember I dated a girl one time, and she had previously dated a guy named Elliot with 2 T's, and I would pretend to get mad at her if she put too much emphasis on the T. I'd be like, "Are you calling me by your ex's name?"
Yes.
She's like,
I'm
check
one
me
G.
harder.
Elliot.
The whole thing. You actually really liked it.
It's the whole thing.
That's incredible. And so Gabby, you are a Denver comedian, but you did not grow up here.
No,
You're not originally from Denver.
I'm not.
Where are you from?
I'm from a small town called Hanford. It's in Central California, and I was there for a little bit, and then we moved to San Diego. Grew
Hanford,
up in
so
San Diego.
Central California, is that like, what do they call that area? Is it
The center of California?
Is
It's
it the
like
Central
not
Valley?
very-
Is it like
Yeah, Central
like
Valley.
Sacramento?
It's like a little bit south.
Okay.
It's by Fresno.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
So
like
actually-
farm town.
Actually, pretty central.
Yeah, it smells like
like
cows.
really like
It smells like Greeley. It smells like
Uh-huh.
cows.
You enter and then you're like, I'm home.
Ooh, baby. They say it smells like money a lot of the time.
Yeah,
When it smells like
'cause
cow
cows
shit,
are
that's
money.
that's what they that's what
Not
they
the, I mean, the
say.
shit, I guess, can be money too, but really, I think the cows are the big money maker.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
also they're trying to make something that smells horrible fun. And they're just
Trying to
it's
be
like
like,
a dad joke.
Just think about the
That's-
money. Just think
yeah.
about the money.
Yeah.
They're like the oil,
The oil, the money, yeah,
the murder.
the corn,
Think about the money. It's so sexy.
Show me.
the mud, love, all the things about feedlots. So you grew up in San Diego, and then you went to high school, all that stuff there,
Yeah, I did.
and then you went to school where?
College.
Yeah.
I went to school here. I moved here for culinary school. I went to Johnson and Wales. And so I did that that was a chapter of my life. I worked in restaurants, a bakery. I nannied. I had like so many different
So did
jobs.
Yeah.
did you have like, I guess I don't have any close friends that have really gone to culinary school. Like, do you specialize, or do you just kind of learn everything in culinary school?
You kind of learn everything.
It's like
There-
101 class.
Yeah, they're labs. I don't think I could remember everything, but there was.
But you didn't like specialize in baking or anything.
That's a whole separate degree, baking
Oh,
and
okay.
pastry. And then they study like candy, sugar work. It's like
Interesting.
really cool.
Yeah,
actually.
because there's a science to it.
Yeah, I loved baking. I worked at this vegan bakery called Beatbox Bakery.
Oh,
and
cool.
they are closed now, but
Sounds like a cool place to work.
it was awesome. Like, when you work at a place and you love it.
Yeah.
A lot of times I feel like in the restaurant industry, you might just work at a random place. You need a job, but
Right.
sometimes you're like, oh, I love this place. I love going here. It'd be cool.
They had good
Maybe-
sandwiches too.
They did, yeah.
I had gotten sandwiches because when I first moved here, that was one of the places that I found that was just like really tasty.
Yeah.
Really, really tasty. But it's also the people that work there too. I think that with jobs like that, you got to
Yeah.
find the right vibe, you know?
They were awesome. I mean,
Yeah.
and not even like, I don't know if they'll hear this, but not even awesome in like the sweetest way. They were just like themselves. It was like Blair and Mike.
That's cool.
Mike was just a funny, cool guy, and Blair was like really quiet.
So when you went to culinary school though, what did you like cooking? Like what was your thing?
I liked making vegan and vegetarian
Okay.
cuisine.
So that hit. Beatbox hit for you.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
perfect. Like, I
Yeah.
loved the vegan part because I don't eat or drink dairy, really.
Okay.
It just doesn't agree with my body. So
Yeah, we got a whole box of dairy right
Yep.
over here that
Is this
Elliot
a
just
challenge?
found.
Is this
No, a lot of it's oat milk.
milk?
Yeah.
No, it's
Do
all
I have
over.
to chug?
No, we can't. No, we should make that a segment. I found it in a dumpster on the way over here.
Only
so-
for Gabby though. It's not going to be a segment. It'll just be one.
No, it'll be a segment of like what did I find from the dumpster,
Yeah.
and can we?
He got it out of the dumpster.
Can we convince our guests to
Yeah.
try it on camera?
If there's a camera involved, I'll do anything. Especially if there's money.
Wipe
Yeah.
it off.
We gotta monetize you guys. Just get the milk out. Make her drink it.
If you
Look at
guys
this
have
shotgun.
an OnlyFans,
We're about
WolfHawk
to.
OnlyFans.
We don't have one yet, but we're about to,
If
baby.
people want to pay, hey,
Yeah.
if non-sexual,
Yeah.
I will do things for money.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Like,
you
what do
can't
they
be
call
creepy
it?
about it.
What do they call it when they film in Asia, when they film people eating
Mukbang?
mukbang,
Yeah.
and they like have the mic
Yeah, they have the
Yeah.
mic like right
On,
here.
like,
yeah.
so you can like
So you
hear
can
all the
hear
it.
noises.
If I
Is
didn't,
that what we're doing? Oh,
I mean,
what
that
we're
was the path we were headed down.
Yeah, that's a bad.
I have a leftover
Yeah.
torta over there.
Oh, perfect.
If we need to,
We just know the hashtags that we're going to use.
I feel
No,
like-
he went dumpster diving and he found a bunch of dairy.
cool.
Well, just random shit in general.
That's and
I
that
hit
stuff
I hit
doesn't
a
go bad.
dumpster.
Oat milk doesn't go bad.
No, I
So,
mean
like-
it's
Sure.
and
Yeah.
when you'll like as a culinary person, you know, like a couple weeks back, I got milk and I made it into cheese. I made paneer
Really?
because I was like, I don't know if this is good, but
That's fun.
I'll just cook it. You know,
That's
Just-
awesome.
Just scald it and lemon juice and
You're
stuff.
so
and-
sweet. You don't even eat cheese. You're like,
No, I love
tasty.
transformative processes.
Yes,
No.
we were literally just talking about it
Yeah.
before you came in here. We're gonna
Make it
maybe
stuff.
butter. Maybe butter will be the next one.
I used to work at volunteer at Broken Shovels Farm, and that's a goat farm. And the owner Andrea is super fucking awesome. And I would milk the goats. And then I never like did the pasteurizing and stuff, but I watched her.
But they
cut
did
the
it all there
cheese.
on site.
Yeah, and you call it cut the cheese, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And it was like, no.
Yeah.
I've been holding it all day.
Just watched her cut the cheese. Just
Yeah. How much
farting.
caffeine did you have today? guys?
So much caffeine.
That's actually really, really cool. So, how many goats do they have?
I think like 40.
40.
I would get there at like 5 in the morning. And
You didn't, because you have to milk all of them.
you do.
How many
'Cause
times
they
a day?
have to
3?
be milked.
2.
3. Wait, what?
How many times a day do you have to milk dairy
I just
goats?
went in the morning.
Okay,
Like they
but-
had different volunteers that would come through.
Volunteers. You volunteered for something and didn't get paid at 5 a.m. and you were driving there at 5 a.m.?
But I was in college, and honestly, I didn't feel like taken advantage of or anything.
Okay.
Like it truly was. I mean, that's why there are volunteers. It's like there is
Yeah,
a
learn
business that
stuff
can't
and-
necessarily.
Right.
It's like if you want to learn something
Right.
and someone's offering to show you the skills, I feel like that is a trade. And I would get free cheese and yogurt.
That's great.
That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
That's so cool. I love that. So, do you know how many times a day the goats did have to get milked? 3? Is it
Maybe
3 or 2?
2?
It's 2 or 3.
But I actually, yeah.
I think dairy cows are
push
3.
a lot of information out of my head every day.
So you were having to hand milk. Were they still hand milking all of them?
No, there was a. I would get it started,
Okay,
and
but you
then
have
you
to
put the
get them.
pumps on, and then I would
Oh.
end. Yeah,
So you like
roll.
probably what you like put food in front of them, put them in some kind of like a rack.
yeah.
Where they
That's
like it holds
exactly
their
it.
head.
Wow.
Yeah.
You
I
know
watch videos of
animals.
this all the time.
We do talk a lot about agriculture
yeah.
on the pod.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Well,
so
my
it's
be-
glad you brought that up because that's
Yeah, my best friend has meat goats. And
yeah.
she's thought about maybe getting a dairy goat,
Yeah.
but she doesn't want to deal with having to milk it every single day, you know? I mean,
Yeah.
it's different when it's a business, when you just have something
Yeah.
out there because they can get sick if you don't milk them.
There's always something like when you own animals. It
Yeah.
seems like your life
Ugh.
is just like a problem all the time.
yeah.
Yeah.
You can't go on vacation for sure. You have to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Vet
I have 2
bills.
dogs and that feels like that.
They destroy shit. Like
Yeah.
the goats are just like there was a car where the goats would just like hang out on all the time. That was like the goat car. It
Yeah.
was like not a functioning car.
Yeah.
But they'd be like ah.
They love to climb stuff.
Yeah.
I've seen videos where they have like whole like kid playground setups for the goats, and they jump around. They go on the slides
For the
and stuff like
kids.
that for the kids.
For the kids.
For the little kids. Now, when you'd milk them, did you dip the teats in like iodine or something like that before you put it in there?
Let's get down to
we
brass
cleaned
tacks.
It.
Yeah,
How-
we cleaned
how
the
are
tits.
How are the goat
Teats? I
Leaned
said
into
teats.
it.
I didn't say tits. I didn't say teats.
Well, I said tits.
Okay, you said tits.
So the goat
I'd say,
boobies.
bitches, whip out your tits.
Yeah. And they're
And
like,
then
she's
be like,
free work. She's a volunteer. It's fine.
who's a bad girl? And I'd be like, wipe it down.
Wipe it down.
I feel like I'm unlocking memories today. Like,
Yes.
It's been
We
one of
don't.
those days.
Yeah, we don't have to go back if you don't want to.
No,
talk
I
about
don't- we don't have to go back.
These are fun memories.
I want
good.
goats. So
Yeah.
there is a place in my mind that says that I will eventually have a farm And I think about, especially when I get really stressed out, like if I get really stressed out about just life and things that I can't, like money and whatever, my way of dealing with my anxiety is to map out a farm like that I don't have money palace. For. That's what I do. And part of it is the goats, because the goats also are really good at replenishing the land too. So you can have them graze, clearing things
they eat
like
everything.
that. Yeah, but or just back and forth. They're just easy. They're a little easier to handle than cows. Not that cows are that hard.
But
they're
yeah,
bigger.
They're way bigger.
They're way bigger.
They're way bigger.
I've never worked with cows, but I've like definitely seen one in person.
Yeah,
it's really big.
They're
bigger
big.
than you think.
They're big. Even when they're babies, they're big.
Yeah, big babies.
Big babies.
Big cow babies.
They're like I love. Are we getting the sound of your dog licking its asshole on the camera?
She's so happy. She's so happy right now. I wish.
No, I'm not gonna stop her. She's fine.
Yes.
And so as long as there's nothing wrong down there, it does sound like there might be
really
an
going
issue.
after it.
There might be some. But. Yeah, no, I do. I love goats, and I think that's really fun. That's like a fun thing to do and a fun experience to have, especially like in college before you have to have.
Yeah,
jobs.
how long did you volunteer there for? Was it like a steady thing or just a little here and there?
Not super long, maybe 6 to 8 months, and then I was like, school was getting hard,
but enough to
and
be
I
pretty
had a job, and
like enough to like get to know the farm. And
yeah, it was really cool. Actually, I got into because a classmate invited me. He was like kind of wolfing there.
Oh, okay.
Oh, cool.
And so he lived on the property.
Yeah.
And he was going to culinary school, and then he like kind of went on his own journey. Didn't finish school.
Did they ever show you how to do anything with the milk or cheese or anything, like any of the processes? I know they may have not trusted you to fully do that, especially since you're volunteering and stuff, but like, did they at least show you the process where you feel like you have like a better knowledge of it?
Yeah, I'm like it takes me a while to like actually learn something. So I only saw her pasteurize it once.
Okay.
And I did see her like use this metal stick to like mix up the cheese.
Oh, right. Okay.
And then I saw the pasteurizer, and it's so huge. It's like almost as tall as me.
Right.
And
right.
it's like,
which is like a big, like it heats it
The
to
tank.
like a exact temperature or something, right?
Yeah.
So it's like is it like a big pressure cooker kind of?
I don't know the science of pasteurizers, but
it's just a big old vat.
it's a big old vat.
Yeah.
You don't want to fall in it, I don't think.
Did you think
What
about
happened
that?
to Lucy?
We don't talk about it. We don't talk about it here. Get your teats out.
No playing around the vat.
Is that the first and only farm experience that you had, or was there any in like California when you lived there?
No, yeah, that was like pretty much the first.
That was the big one.
Yeah,
that was the big one. I love that. I love goats.
Yeah,
I think
that
they're
actually
so
sounds
cute.
like a really cool thing to like do while you're in school.
Yeah,
I got to do a little bit of that. Well, I did a lot of that because I was in an agriculture school.
Yeah, and I went to ag school too.
So I volunteered a lot when I was in college. We had a working fish farm at my university. And it was kind of the cool thing about when
they had to milk the teats of the fish too.
No, they don't have teats.
That's the
They had teats.
when
Yeah,
he's like,
exactly what you did. They did to the catfish.
Yeah, well, we would milk sperm out of fish,
Oh, gross.
but
that's a harsh.
Is that what you were doing?
That's a harsh sentence.
Okay, yeah.
but it's
Every day I woke up and I milked a sperm.
yeah. Well, you don't have to do it
Out
that
of
often.
fish.
You just do it a couple times.
Not every day.
It's not as much as milk. It's
But
just
with
sperm
fish,
milk.
it's kind of weird because if you just squeeze them, if you grab them too hard, they'll just start busting everywhere.
Me too.
Squeeze.
One
Don't
of the
grab
games,
those love handles.
one of the games we would play with catfish, or one of the ones that I would do, I would put a catfish like on my shoulder, like imagine the tail here,
Okay.
and I would do like to all my fellow volunteers, I would squeeze the belly and I would like shoot like it was a shoulder mounted cannon, and I would shoot catfish sperm at people.
Oh, as a joke?
As a joke, yeah.
Oh, I thought that was the way you were doing your
Oh no,
project.
this is not professional. No, this is just me like
science. So what you do?
me just being like,
I thought you were telling us technique.
oh no, this is totally like a chasing around
You're like
someone,
training someone. You're like, yep. So what you do?
Yeah, here's what you do. Just watch out for your
Like a
eyes.
squirt gun.
Like,
Got your eyes again.
telling people to do that. Elliot,
the old catfish cum rocket launcher trick, class.
can't Where catfish come? Thank you for coming out to the barn house.
But usually when I would volunteer, it was more like we were doing like brute, like grunt labor. We would be like netting the fish out, or we'd be like counting. But the cool thing at Auburn is it was kind of like an unwritten rule that if you volunteered, you would get some free fish.
Yeah, okay.
Come.
Out of the deal.
Fish come. That's what he meant to say.
But you would get like some catfish fillets, or like I remember one time we were draining a bunch of ponds and they had a bunch of crawfish in them. So like at the end of like a long volunteer shift, they just had a big crawfish boil.
Those are like
that's
shaped
great.
Like this.
Crawfish?
Yes, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe
like
I've had one once.
Like little baby lobsters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I've watched that on TikTok too. People eating crawfish.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the foods.
They're really
Do you
good.
Yeah, there's a lot of slurping, and I think it's interesting because also I've eaten crawfish before too, and you have to eat a bunch of them to really get the meat out, and I don't really totally.
It's a tiny bit.
And so everybody has their own technique, and it's always like these Cajun guys with these accents, and
They go
this is
really
how you
fast.
do it. You gotta get. And you're like, I don't actually know what you're doing because a lot of it's in your hands and it's so
Gotta
little.
squeeze it.
So
Gotta peel it.
I'm not like coming to it. It's more of a informational thing. You know, it's like if somebody showed me the correct way to eat a crab, I might feel more confident in eating a crab.
Yeah, yeah.
Instead of guessing.
I love
I don't
crawfish.
like to
They're so
work
good.
For my food.
That's
I
it.
just
Yeah, just soup. Is that what you like? Soup. What's your favorite food?
my favorite food.
Ooh. I don't think we've ever asked a guest this before.
No.
Really?
But she just said she doesn't like to work for it, so it better be
No, I'll cook.
non-working.
I do like cooking. I just mean like opening
That's what I'm saying.
things.
And it's intimidating.
I like vegetables a lot. And also I have a sweet tooth, but I really like cooking up just like
Savory.
broccoli, chickpeas, sweet potatoes, like kale, all of that together. It's like a nice little
This
like
is the most
vinegars.
person from California that moved
With,
to
like,
Denver
bread.
answer.
Yeah. Like, I'm vegan.
I love
Yeah.
juice.
Yeah.
I think that's what a lot of people
Kale.
eat
Yeah.
in LA.
It's just celery juice. There's really good fiber in it.
No, I actually really like making this tomato lentil soup. It's like tomatoes, lentils. There's kale
He's
in
a
it.
soup boy.
Yeah,
soup.
and then you
Soups.
like immersion blend it a little bit.
yeah, so it's like
yeah.
That's great.
My grandfather used to say soup is my middle name.
Oh, really? Your middle name.
My grandfather would say that about himself, but
Oh,
he had
about
a thick, like he was from Switzerland, so he had a thick accent, so he'd be like, soup, it's my middle name.
Yeah.
Soup.
Yes. He had dairy cows. Different than dairy.
What was his full name?
His name was Hans Melchior.
With the middle name.
Hans Melchior Broder,
Oh, okay.
I think was his
Hans
full name.
Melchior.
Melchior. My grandfather's middle name was
Melchior
Melchior.
Melchior. And he
Yeah,
had
soup.
dairy
Yeah,
cows.
of course.
And it sounds like Melchior.
I forgot that I just made that bit.
I
A
think
lot of
that
middle
all-
names.
Why would I ask your grandfather's full name?
You just set me up, and I just completely. Yeah, I'm neurodivergent.
Just start listing facts about
Yeah.
it. Really
Completely.
nice eyes.
But also, I'm sorry, I think we also missed this part about it. Are all the names in your family jokes? Melchior?
Melchior. Yeah,
Melchior for the dairy farmer?
yeah.
Mike Hawkburns for...
Yeah, I honestly don't know
Elliot?
where.
Yeah.
I don't.
Wow.
I mean, I guess I don't know a whole lot about the genealogy when you go further back, but I don't know where the name Melchior came from. But it sounds pretty like
It sounds like milk
Melchior.
cow. Melchior cow.
I think it's a biblical name. I want to say I
Melchior cow.
It came from like so many people passed by the farm. They're like, milk your cow.
Yeah. Melchior.
It's too full.
Melchior's cows. Melchior's cows are out. We must go get them.
I think it came from the Bible. I think actually one of the wise men was named Melchior.
I'm not fact checking that, but
This is riveting. You heard
Exciting
it here
stuff.
first.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that was what the wise one of the guys,
Yes.
probably the Merwin.
So when you
Alliteration,
you moved here, you went to culinary school. When did you start comedy?
2016.
Okay.
Like the very end of school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you started.
Oh,
when you
so
were at
we
the
started around the
end of
same
your
time.
College
Probably,
career.
yeah.
Because I was like coming down here, but then I didn't move to Denver until 17.
Yeah, okay, you were in
But I started up
school.
before Collins.
Okay.
No, I wasn't in school.
Oh, you were. Wait, where did you go to school?
CSU.
Yes, okay.
But I
you
just
were
lived
out of
there.
school. Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. I feel like a lot of people I'm closest to started
Or
around
all in like the same
time.
class. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you were
Yeah,
a
I had
little
moved here.
before
I had started a little before, but I think I identify a lot with that
With
sort
our
of
class, yeah.
cohort, if you will.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like you know.
Yeah, when you moved, we all like became friends and like.
Mhm. And like Sammy
Got
and
along.
like
Yeah.
Rupp to some extent, I think, kind of started around the same time.
Yeah, I
And
think he
Yeah,
was because he was in
Miriam.
Boulder.
Miriam, yeah.
Yeah, Rupp was still in college.
I looked up to them.
Of
Like,
100%.
I still look up to them.
Definitely.
I looked up to them. You're like, what is that?
Look at this.
Okay.
Are you trying to
She
hump
goes
him
after
after
the
licking
person
your
that the
butthole?
least likes dogs.
Winnie.
Which, to be fair, I do love dogs.
Here.
I just don't like my face being licked without permission. you
My
know?
dogs lick our faces so much that sometimes I want to murder them. They have no personal space.
Yeah.
It's insane. They have no personal space. Winnie does, but ours would be right
What
here
is-
in your face.
Is there anything in the? I mean, is that like a? Is it good for your skin? Bad for your skin? Neutral?
I think it's probably bad.
Bacteria.
Okay.
Yeah, I would.
And
think
your
it's
skin
not.
is a very like
Yeah,
you want to keep everything balanced.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think
So
they
in
probably smell
moderation.
things on your face too. So not even just food, but I feel like sometimes if I put on certain moisturizers, they're kind of at me a little bit more, you know?
Yeah.
Which then takes off the moisturizer, and I'm like, that's not the point
They're
of
like
the
Neutrogena, my
moisturizer.
favorite.
I gotta.
Yeah, exactly,
I
exactly.
love this one.
Yeah.
this
So
slaps.
that's what they do. They're just it's
Yeah.
fine. So you started in 16 and you've been in Denver the whole time.
Yeah.
You haven't jumped around or anything.
Not like moved.
Yeah, some people do
I've
that.
taken breaks.
Okay.
Because of
Mental health breaks?
life stuff. Not like real. I just really one
Yeah.
longer break, and then the whole shutdown was a
Pandemic,
break.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you did
Whole
the break that
pandemic
we all
shutdown.
did.
Not everyone did.
Yeah.
Okay, this isn't Austin. What are you talking about? We all, most of us stay
people-
home.
Left the state to do stand.
Yeah, that's a good point. That is a good point. You did take the normal, the
Yeah.
qualified break.
They're like
of-
responsible
the
break.
responsible break. We did too. We were.
Well, we were both. I mean, we both have asthma,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, same.
So we were pretty like, and plus, I was just like, I don't like comedy like that much.
Yeah, to
that
get
I'm gonna
sick.
like
More-
at a show.
get someone else sick.
It's
Yeah.
perform or die possibly.
Yeah.
And I wasn't.
No, that makes sense. Those are
Really
normal.
wanted
We
to
don't
do
even have
that?
to count it as a break. That one's just.
But
that's the
before
thing
that,
you
Did you
should
do
have
any?
done.
Did you do any online? Did you do any like Zoom comedy during that time span? I remember doing a few of those.
Yeah, I did
think we all
like
did.
3, and then I was like, this is
Hell? This is hell? Is that what you were saying? 'Cause
yeah.
that's what I
But
felt.
some people still do it, and I do think that it works for some people. It just doesn't quite work for me.
Yeah, it's an intense thing. I think if
I mean,
you put it together.
I like the idea of like, I like the idea of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Of like just the availability. Anyone in
Yeah.
the world can tune in, kind of a thing.
yeah.
It's cool.
But yeah, it's definitely hard to. It's hard to make it work. I think the people that are really making it work seem to be doing not quite just straight stand up. They're maybe doing game show.
Sure. Yeah, game shows, or like people really invest in like having a microphone to hold. They're like they are performing, and it was just hard to like be doing it at a desk because I don't know. I think
Yeah.
the first one I like held a brush. I was like, this will be funny, and
Yeah.
it was like it wasn't that funny.
It
Actually.
wasn't.
that
It,
funny?
and it wasn't. I saw that one.
It's like you watching the people
not that funny.
watch you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Also-
just kind of talking into the void.
Yeah.
I did one where they like had a small group, so you got some laughter.
Yeah.
So like you were in like a Zoom group with like a couple of audience members, so at
Definitely,
least like you
yeah.
heard a laugh here and there. You
I
know?
think they can be fun.
Yeah, yeah.
Or like I did Chris Wallman one where it was a storytelling show,
Mm-hmm.
but they all laughed throughout because he was like, please unmute your mics and like be an active participant
Yeah,
in
yeah.
this. And like of course if somebody really can't, that's okay. But because he like really encouraged that, it was a fun experience.
I think my favorite thing about the Zoom shows was when people forgot that they like weren't on FaceTime with their friend, and then sometimes they would like move around, like they wouldn't just sit there and watch it. They would move
they're
around.
Like,
or they'd
I'm making macaroni.
Yeah. Or they'd like show their dog. One girl was really drunk one time and she kept showing her dog. So there was just a bunch of people in a room watching. And and I was like, this person's just a bit unhinged. And that's a hard thing to not see, you know, when there's not dimmed lights, you know?
Yeah.
So that was definitely a weird time. But otherwise, Denver comedy and you enjoy it.
Yeah, I love Denver comedy.
You have to love it.
You basically have to love it.
Okay, you have to love it.
Yeah.
We're just making sure.
I think doing comedy, you have to
Yeah.
really love doing comedy.
Yeah.
Because, like, it's not all great.
Yeah. And you've done festivals.
Yeah.
And what do you think of those?
I like festivals. They're super fun. They're like summer camp. I've gotten overloaded. I have to be very aware of my personal limits.
Yes,
'cause
your energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm an introvert. I have anxiety. Like, I have been like, I'm going to go to every single activity. And then by the end of the weekend, I'm like really
Exhausted.
weird.
It's an all day thing.
Yeah.
It's an all day
Yeah.
thing. People want to see you. They want to grab coffee right before. They want to go do this, that, whatever.
Yeah.
That's a tough part of festivals. But I
Party
do
all
enjoy
night,
it.
and they have like stuff planned for like 11.
It wears you out.
Yeah,
It
there's
wears
like
you out.
karaoke. And it's like, you want to do the karaoke?
Yeah,
It's
right.
fun. And you want to be cool. No.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
should, and you should do. I
And
mean,
then
do
you're
you
like,
do
maybe I'll-
karaoke to be cool?
Wow, this is a really hard way for me to get this out there. No, I think it's a fun like community building. All the events are like super fun.
Do you feel cool when you do karaoke?
Do I feel cool?
I don't think you're answering. You're jumping over the
question. Yes and no. It is one of the lamest things you can do and one of the coolest things you can do.
I feel the same way.
Yeah,
You're
drunk
putting
or
yourself
sober?
out there. I am sober, so I have to be sober.
You have to be sober,
And
so
that-
then it's cool.
Is kind of hard sometimes.
Yeah.
'Cause you're
Sometimes
like,
I do karaoke very drunk.
Yeah.
I don't
it was
love
definitely
myself the next
before I quit drinking. I was definitely more willing to karaoke anything.
Yes.
Now that I don't drink, I'm like, all right, I want something that I can,
Yeah.
Very specific.
am capable of singing and hitting
Yes.
the notes.
Sure.
You
I
know?
think having fun with it is what I'd like to do now. Like I sang that Evanescence song, Bring Me to Life, with Kate one night.
Oh, that's great.
And,
Wake me up.
Yeah. And like we were like dancing and like
Yeah.
acting stuff out. And then like people, it was like really wild. They were like pulling out their phones and like,
They were watching.
oh my God.
It's
Yeah,
gonna
they were,
go
like,
viral.
filming it. Everyone's like wasted. We're like, why are you filming us right now?
One of them's gonna fall.
No, someone came up and they're like, that was dope. We put that on TikTok.
Did it get a lot of views? They never came back
So
to you.
actually, somebody sent it to us, and we were like, "I'm not going to watch this.
oh, you just did. You just deleted it.
I was not going to watch us being insane."
In the moment, it was fun. I don't want to relive it from a third perspective.
Exact. That is like I am very much in that camp a lot of the time.
Oh yeah, I feel that same way because the last couple of times I've karaoke'd, I've actually sang Creed songs, which is
yeah.
funny at the time, but I definitely don't want to listen again.
You don't want to record your set
Dude, I
and listen
did,
to it later.
I did it
How
at.
can I improve
I did it
this
at,
performance?
I did it a couple of weeks ago at Wide Right, and they were having technical difficulties, and they're like, "Oh, I think we got it figured out. Like, we'll let you sing a song." And then I sang Creed, and then whatever technical difficulty like came back, and it like didn't work, and everyone was so mad at me. They're like, "You sang Creed and you broke it with your shitty Christian song," and I was like, "Listen, I killed it, okay."
What? Oh my
Killed
god.
the karaoke.
But everybody was giving me a hard time because they were like, "That's the like now it's broken again."
Oh yeah, no, it was the Creed song. That's
But
what I
also
think.
like it was, it's funny. Like I didn't like obviously they're like a Christian group or whatever, but like in his voice, it's not so obvious. When you sing it and you read the words, you're like, oh,
Oh
Super
yeah,
obvious.
it's really
This
yeah. When
is-
you actually
oh.
read the words,
that's not what I
agree.
thought he said. I thought it was just like,
Was he
but
the
he's
guy,
like, oh no, he's
the lead
Jesus.
singer that wrote the Marlins like logo song?
I don't know.
You have to look this up and play it on the podcast. That's
Okay,
hilarious.
during this part.
Yeah, I don't know if it was him or like
Where
a
are the Marlins? Is
Nickelback
that
dude.
what is that, baseball?
I think it's baseball, and he's literally like made a jingle. You could pull it up right now, and it's like the Marlins.
No, it's his voice.
They rise from this war.
Oh,
Is it they're
wow.
like real or is this just like they're just a fan of the Marlins?
They hired.
Kind of have to do.
They
it.
hired him for
Okay,
it?
my friend told me this story. Evan Davis, we were all hanging out. It was super fun. I don't know. I can remember all the details, but he was like, he made this song for them right before he like went to rehab because he was
Oh,
like
really?
taking so many drugs.
Here we go.
This is him like out of his mind on like I can't remember what
This is
drug.
not-
Steroids. Sorry.
This is insane.
Baseball.
It sounds like an SNL act. Doesn't it sound like an SNL act? I mean, that sounds like an SNL skit.
Come on, Marlins, make us proud.
I mean, that's really insane.
It really sounds like he's worshiping the Marlins.
Yeah.
Marlin in your grace.
Yeah.
So I think it was steroids.
Crazy
He was
dude. Yeah, right?
He's all roided up. I gotta make a song about baseball.
How does he also not have any other tune? It's always the same tune. It's the same
Dude, I
tune
wonder-
over and over and
I
over
wonder
again.
if the guy selling him steroids was also selling steroids to baseball players. I wonder if like that's how it happened. He's like, yo, I'll hook you up, but you got to do me a favor.
Two things that I like in this life: Jesus and the Marlins. And you know what I haven't done? A song about them. In the same tune as every other song. It sounds like a skit. It sounds like a joke.
It does.
It really.
And it's not because his life went into shambles right after that.
Yeah. Well, apparently he was like homeless for a while. The Creed guy was like homeless for a while.
After
so
that
funny
song.
until it's not.
Until it's not. And this is actually a dare ad.
And your family's worried about you.
And your brain is like scrambled eggs.
Yep.
Haven't you seen that's a real thing?
Yeah.
Oh, from doing the steroids?
Doing drugs.
Or just
Yeah.
drugs in general?
No, and
Yeah.
loving the Marlins and Jesus at the same time.
It's really put strain on your frontal cortex to really love baseball so much.
What
They say being a
crazy
baseball
thing.
fan is the same as doing hard drugs.
Speaking of skits, though, you are also like you do a lot of sketches and a lot of comedy like sketches.
Yeah.
And that's maybe one of stand up. We love it. We all
Yeah.
know that. We love it. It's perfect. Don't get mad at us. Stand up, please. We want to still thrive, but also, I mean, sketches is a whole other monster,
Yeah.
and you love it.
I love making sketches. I feel like I literally light up when I talk about like film and stuff.
Really,
Yeah.
that's great.
And it makes me so happy. One like thing being is that you get to hang out with your friends if you're not just making them by yourself. Like I
Right.
love getting together with my friends and just like laughing.
making something together.
Yeah, you have
Yeah.
a product that you're like proud of. I feel like you can sit down and write your jokes or like write a sketch by yourself, but then when you write them with other people, more ideas get thrown into it. And then,
No, I do the spitballing. The spitballing is just it puts it at
Yeah.
a different level.
You really start
and
yes
your mind
anding.
can kind of sit in a circle sometimes, right? Like it's like, okay, I got to get up from here and like take a walk and come back and do this again. But when you're with other people, I do think you vibe. You know, if that's how you write, then that's I think that's really great. Do you have any big sketches coming up that you're excited about?
yeah, I might put out one tomorrow, but I was like, wow, I should talk about this because it's a really big thing. We're working on a pilot that we filmed a teaser for. It's the first 2 pages of it, and it's actually going to be projected at the Denver Art Museum on the 26th.
That's very cool.
I'm so excited. I'm trying to get people to go to my website because we don't have the Seed and Spark up yet, like the fundraising campaign.
April 26th.
Yeah, but I made a little tab on my website. It's called Paranormal. That's the name of the show.
Okay.
It's like Supernatural meets Mallrats, Twin Peaks, and
That's so cool.
yeah, it's like it's been so fun hanging out with my friends and like writing and then filming. We like actually got to work with a real not like there's fake cinematographers, but like
Right.
like this guy that's like works on commercials and has worked on
People that are a
series.
little bit more professional.
Yeah, it was like very fun.
Yeah, because I have a camera. I'm not a cinematographer. I'm not even a photographer.
mindset
I
now.
just have a camera.
I
I just walk
camera.
around with a camera, and I'm like,
Just a
I
guy
know
with
it's
a
on.
camera.
Yeah,
I know it on and off
Yeah.
very well.
Record. You just have footage of the cement while you're
Yeah,
walking.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I can do that one, or it's movement, or it's the best thing about the way that I do it is that everything's really shaky, and so you do feel like you're on a roller coaster most of the time. So
Real
I
like
know the
Blair
record,
Witch Project
That's a
vibes.
look, and that's
Which
art.
before we get too far away from
or
this,
it's just
before we get too far away from this, because we You should say your website so that people can find it.
Oh yeah, we could do plugs right now. And then
Or at least
going.
since we're talking about this, you can just
Yes, my website is gabbygr.com, GABBYGR.com.
Okay.
And so there's links to about this pilot y'all are working on.
Yeah, I literally have like a thing at the bottom that's like, we don't have it up yet, but if you want to Venmo me with the name Paranormal, all of this money is going to
the production.
The production, because we need a lot of money. So
I mean, that's the great. I mean, listen, sketches are super fun, but there is a lot of money that goes into it. Yeah. And I think people don't realize it when they skip through a sketch or something like that. They think, oh, well, it must have been done on their iPhone. But you guys put a lot of time and effort, and it's amazing products, and
it shows.
That's important. Yeah, because
and like making stuff and putting it out there is good, and like not being too attached to it. It's like you put work into it, but then you're like, well, what happens next?
Post it and leave it kind of deal, right?
And you always have the ability to bring those characters or that situation back if you really liked it.
To see what the internet likes, too. You know,
Which
sometimes
I've been trying to do that with me and a comic did a Fennel Brothers sketch, and we've been every time I see him now, we talk about reprising the characters, for a different, different sketch, same sort of characters.
Who's Fennel Bros?
It was me and Jeremy Cash did this sketch, and we filmed it at my house because I kind of have a garden thing going on. But the premise was that we had inherited a fennel farm from our father, and we just really weren't cut out for it.
What is that?
No, fennel, it's like a small shrub.
It's licorice.
Oh, a shrub.
Yeah, well, it has a bulb, and then it actually grows into, like kind of ferny leafed sort of tall plant, but what you really eat is this big bulb that kind of looks like celery.
Yeah. Wait, is it licorice kind of flavory?
Yeah, licorice flavor. Fennel seed. Yeah, fennel seed is where some of the licorice comes from. So the seeds of it are like a little stronger of that flavor. Yeah. And then like the bulb is like, it kind of tastes a little bit like a cross between like imagine if you cooked celery with a little bit of licorice. That's kind
Can you eat it?
Oh yeah, it's really good.
It's good in soups.
Oh, soups.
And it has a nice texture to it because it has kind of that crunch of celery. Mm-hmm. But with a little earthier flavor. But
so to be gifted a fennel farm, that's huge.
Yeah.
100. Yeah. But the premise was we just kept using the F like alliteration, so like his name was Phil with an F, which is such a funny bit.
Phil.
With an F. So his name was just the verb Phil.
Sounds like a broder.
But we were like Frank and Phil, and we laughed so hard because we kept we kind of a rough outline. And then we just kept each take. We would just try to get more ridiculous. And really, we kind of got to where me and Jeremy were just sort of trying to make each other laugh.
Yeah.
Which was really funny. But we just kept being like, our father gave us this fennel farm, and
I think that's the thing with sketches, though. I think what you're saying, though, right there, is that it's
super
also
fun.
that you can definitely make very funny sketches you by yourself in front of the camera, but that vibing off of people. And I think that's really cool that you do that. I've never been comfortable like that in front of the camera, but seeing the stuff that a lot of people in Denver comedy has done makes me want to do sketches more.
It's not something I feel like you just. I mean, maybe some people are really good at it immediately,
right?
But it's something you just try out, and then you get better and better, and you learn stuff about Yeah, the iPhone does make it easier. I think you can make really great stuff, but I am interested in learning about cameras and audio equipment. So that's my opportunity. It's everyone's opportunity to learn about how a camera works or why having good audio means something. When you put it up, it's people are listening to it and it makes them want to watch it longer. If it's bad audio, they're not really going to want to watch it. And it's I've learned that lesson. I've fucked audio up. So
right.
It's
Yeah. No, for sure. And I mean, also just being able to bounce ideas, because I think that's a muscle that you move, right? It's the same thing as writing stand-up. You could sit there and go, I want to do stand-up. Mm-hmm. And it's okay, we'll start writing jokes, and you write a couple. But if you it gets better the more that you do it, the same way that sketches do. Because we want to do sketches also. And sometimes it's hard to just sit there and think about what would people like about us, or what's relatable to us, or what's the kind of character that we could start. And I think it's cool that you went in there and you did it.
Yeah, and that's you doing sketches together. One of you could have an idea, and then you go home. I use Highlands too. It's a script writing.
Oh. It's
format.
AI or no?
No. I actually don't write any of my scripts. Shit. It's a script. It puts it into, I can't form words anymore. The caffeine's wearing off.
Oh no. What?
But it just helps you format.
Yes, yeah. So like official, that's what it would look like if somebody printed out a script for you on a set.
Oh,
Like,
that's cool.
Yeah, so there's like the
Yeah.
big spaces
That's very
and
cool.
the
and if you
action
practice that, if you
words
want to
and-
be
Yeah.
a writer, I don't really know if like I would love to be, but I did need to get a lot better. But like the script writing, it just you're putting the names on it and you're writing the words under it. And the more you do that, the better you get at it. But one of you could just go home and you're like, I wrote the script. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
And like
and come
see
up with
what-
ideas and do it. Yeah, because sometimes in the moment too, we forget the ideas that we had
ideas, yeah, yeah.
before because there's so many other things going through your mind. And we have talked a little bit about we just have to put pen to paper or fingers to keyboard.
Yeah.
Is that what they say now?
I don't think they say that, but
I
they
think
should.
that's a new pen to paper is
right,
actually
everybody.
finger.
Put the ones to the zeros, you know?
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
ones and zeros in that computer. Is that how you type? And you want to be
1 0, 1
did you
0,
say you
1
wanted to
0,
be a
1 0.
writer? You want to be a writer, a TV show. Is that
That's
how
what she
you're
has to
gonna-
work on.
I
Is
am
the
currently writing on my binary or working on my binary code this full spec script. I'm just kidding.
And this is how.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's
The
taking.
looser, the longer you do it, the looser you get. The
more.
better.
What are you packing a dip pouch? Packing
She's a
dip and
vegan,
typing
but
this
she
in.
also dips. she has chewing tobacco in her mouth all the time. But
Yeah.
she's like, I'm vegan. I don't like dairy.
Dude, that's funny. That'd be a funny sketch.
That's a fun. Yeah. Just be like
Vegan.
super redneck.
Vegan cigarette
Yeah.
spokesperson.
Yeah.
I don't eat meat, so I can afford to smoke a couple cigarettes. from
Yeah.
time to time.
That's the only reason.
Yeah. That's the only reason.
Just for the money.
I'm not worried about the animals, actually.
You know what crop doesn't hurt any animals? Tobacco.
Yeah.
No pesticides.
Yeah. I wish we had more writing
It's
groups
not. No,
too
it's
in
not
Denver.
true at
We should
All farming kills
That
stuff.
doesn't
all farming
sound
kills it.
great.
But tobacco does, like, well,
We talked about this the other
weird
day.
plant fact, but tobacco, the reason that it gets you high is an insect defense.
Oh.
Yeah, so the nicotine is like poison to insects.
And so that's why it
And-
gets you
okay.
high.
So the whole basically it created those chemicals so that stuff wouldn't eat it, and we were like, "Fuck yeah! What if you smoke it though?"
What
And
if
the
you
plant's
smoke it?
like, "God damn it, man!"
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the
yeah.
first question you should ask with anything.
Yeah.
What if you smoke it?
What if
Maybe
you
we
smoke
could do a sketch like that. We should get a writing
Can
group.
you
This
smoke
is
it?
Now serving
Yeah.
as a sketch writing.
That's the only reason we asked you in here today.
Let's write a sketch.
Yeah, we're not recording.
Can you smoke it?
That's fine. I'll
Yeah.
let it go. I'll let it go. I told you it takes a lot to make me angry.
Yeah.
The last sketch idea I had, I'm actually going to do it as a live. I'm going to do it as a part of a live show.
What live show?
It's going to be on Apocalypse Tonight,
Okay.
Oh, fun.
but
Yeah.
it's going to be like an audience member comes up, and it's going to be like a game show kind of vibe.
Mm-hmm.
And the premise of the game show is you're going to have to guess if a word is a fishing term or if it is a slur.
That's
And the bit's going to be that they're all fishing lures, but they all
He's
sound
not
like
saying slurs up there. Just so you know, that's part of the bit. He's not just not. What if it was the other way around?
because I feel like
They were only slurs.
you could potentially
Nothing was
get
fishing.
canceled.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wrote this sketch so that I could say really obscure slurs.
We're not
Yeah.
posting this on our YouTube. You have to go to the live show to see this.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
No
I'm gonna,
recording.
Please.
so that I was going to try to do that as a sketch, but honestly, because of the canceling thing, I was like, I can't make a sketch like this. This
Yeah.
is
Yeah, I think we should
landmines
start.
everywhere.
When you can't film it, you do it live.
So
Yeah.
well, also I figured too, like doing it live,
That's
like
my
we'll,
set.
we'll pull up an audience member, and like I'll have a PowerPoint, maybe
Yeah.
2 audience members.
Yeah.
We'll have them guess, and
Yeah.
then
Honestly, it just might make them look racist.
well, it'll
what
make
you aim
it'll make
to
the
do.
sport of fishing look racist, probably. But
Yeah.
That, yeah.
Yeah.
but like maybe they need to get canceled. Maybe some of these bait companies need to pick better names
Yeah.
for their tackle.
This
We're
is a
here.
huge push for you just to move the industry forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a social change
I'm gonna get
sketch.
Don't get too in his head. I just want him to concentrate on
Big
like a
fishing's
couple
gonna
things.
come for me.
You have a
I don't want him
lot
to get
of weight
too
on your
into
shoulders
it.
now.
I'm the chosen one. No.
Like Creed.
I wanted
make
to
a song
sing it. I
about
forgot it already.
He's fish and racist.
The Marlins.
So you
Come
came
on,
from
Marlins. We can use the same song.
maybe that could be our outro. Can we put that as our outro?
Yeah. You're gonna get sued immediately.
Yeah. Oh yeah. YouTube will not like that. He did only play like.
Plus, he needs the
20
money,
seconds.
so his lawyers are coming after him.
Yeah. To do more drugs. No, he's sober now.
No, he's sober.
He is, yeah.
He's cleaned up his act.
Sure. Anyways, so you're from California. You moved to Colorado. Two very outdoorsy states.
Yeah.
Would you consider yourself an outdoorsy person?
I'm hesitating. I
You're-
like being outdoors,
Okay.
but I like the beach a little bit more.
Oh,
Then, like,
you're a
camping?
beach girl, huh?
Yeah, I grew up by the water in Imperial Beach.
Okay.
I lived really close. It's like a smaller town near the border.
What do you like doing on the beach?
I love putting my toes in the water.
Okay. All right.
Oh, yeah. That's a
good.
normal beach
Good.
activity.
Yeah,
I
I think that's
staring
normal.
at the waves.
Okay. Swimming you swim in the ocean.
I don't love swimming in the ocean.
Oh.
It's kind of wild. I grew up by the ocean. I
Yeah.
would go boogie boarding when I was a kid.
Okay.
But I didn't surf. It never really stuck with me.
Okay.
And I did like swimming in the ocean, but I think as I've gotten older,
The ocean's
The
scary.
fear.
the ocean's kind of scary.
No, it's very scary.
Yeah.
The ocean's very scary. I don't think
Yeah,
it's kind of
fish.
scary.
I'm a fish
I don't
guy.
ride
Yeah.
roller coasters anymore. I do. I have in the past year, and it was actually horrific.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
horrifying.
Okay.
It was the one at Lakeside that like it just
Like the
takes
old
you.
wooden
Yeah,
one?
it's 500 years old. You shouldn't ride that. Nobody should ride that. Nobody
Yeah,
should
that's like
ride
a more legitimate fear because it's such an old roller coaster.
Yeah.
You're like, this really could be it.
There was like a curve where I was like, if this just didn't, we would just go. Ah.
Just into the river, into the big lake.
It was definitely Final Destination.
It's a hot day. You're at the beach. You've done some activities. Are you gonna do like a little dip? Is there gonna be like a little like?
I
like a
love
little
this. You like
dip?
walk us through.
I want to know
perfect
what this
day.
is, or is it just like a little toe dip? Is it just like a little
Well,
feet?
first, take a deep breath.
Okay, yeah. Are you doing like a little like you're like kind of hanging out? Oh, this is fun, and then you get
Yeah.
out because sometimes people just go in and like kind
They
of
go to,
like,
like,
I do
waist
kind of
deep.
like to submerge, and then you warm up in the sun.
yeah, maybe
It's-
do a little dunk.
Because even
Yeah.
down in
the
Southern
hair.
California,
Yeah.
the water's still
Get out.
relatively cold, right?
Yeah.
That's what. But I didn't really think it was as a kid because I just grew up there.
Yeah.
But I think people do consider it. Yeah. To be
Yeah, I mean, like I didn't grow up near a beach, but I grew up like in Alabama, so the water is like bath water by
warm.
the late summer.
I have
It's like,
been to a Texas beach, and I was like, this is kind of like a lukewarm hot tub.
Yeah, it's like hardly
Oh,
even
Barton
refreshing.
Springs.
What?
Barton Springs. Did you go to that one?
No, that's fresh water.
It
That's
was by
cold.
Corpus
That's fresh
Christi.
Yeah.
Corpus Christi. Okay, yeah, over
We
there.
did the
by,
soak when we were there. That was nice. At Barton Springs, we did like the hang out and
But that's
float.
cool, fresh.
It was
water.
cool. Yeah,
that
no,
water
it was
doesn't get
hot
that
as
warm.
shit there. So it was like we needed it. We needed it for sure.
But I remember like when I was growing up in Alabama, like during the months of like August and September, it was like barely even refreshing to swim in the lake. It was like I think
was
I
okay.
feel
hot.
like sticky now.
Yeah.
Like it barely cools you
You
off.
feel kind of like
The
The
ocean
water
is
Did I
gets up
just
to like 80
get
degrees.
more
you know?
dirty.
Yeah. Yeah, I also feel like with the ocean with the salt water, there's something kind of refreshing all the time about it. My dad grew up in Atlantic City, and so he I'm from New York, but he goes down every single summer to the beach. He always
Yeah.
spends I've lived here, forget it. I'm not even going to say
There's
that.
like casinos there, Atlantic City.
Atlantic
People
City,
go to
yeah,
the casino-
casinos,
okay,
and there was horse racing and stuff like that.
Wow.
But he's the kind of guy, he likes to like bake on the beach
yeah.
and then do a couple dips in.
Beach bake.
Just a little bake, hang, read a book, and then do a couple dips and then come out. It's not this like high intensity kind of. So I get that.
It's like
for
the
sure.
height of relaxation.
Oh
You're
yeah,
like doing nothing.
you're doing nothing.
But you're doing something. You're
floating.
watching.
Yeah, you're
Watching
not
the
thinking about what's
waves.
underneath you that you can't see
Yeah.
at all ever.
Yeah.
You're never worried about like when algae
Oh,
comes
man.
and touches you. And
You
you're
guys
like,
would love the games that I used to play when I would go to the beach
I
as a
hate
fish
this.
scientist. We used to play this
throwing
game.
fish at people's faces.
You guys will actually you'll think this is horrifying. We used to play this game that we called unironically we used to play a game called Shark Attack.
Oh,
And here's the rules of Shark Attack, guys.
both of our anxiety right now, even just thinking
love
about
this.
it, is
It's
rising.
so much worse than you're imagining.
Oh god.
So the way Shark Attack works is you go to the beach at night and you swim straight out, and whoever can swim out the farthest without getting scared wins.
Oh, that is not what I thought it was going to be.
No,
I thought it was going to be some type of bullying thing.
I thought it was going to be like me floating
it's
and then you grabbing my leg.
Who's the least afraid to swim the farthest out?
Who's the biggest pussy?
In the ocean
like,
at night.
Who can like get under you and just pull you?
Pull. I thought pull.
Yeah.
That's not.
That's
shark
just scary on your. Oh, that's you taking a risk.
Yep, and then with a group, and there's just swimming in the ocean at night is kind of it's an exciting rush.
What?
Yeah.
You know?
No, I'm not
I've
doing
never
that.
done
What
it,
the
but
fuck?
I totally couldn't
No.
see it being.
And it's just also we're like college like thrill seeking kids, you know what I mean? Like skateboarders and mountain bikers and stuff. Like we were all ADHD kids.
Yeah,
and stuff
I'm
that
also just not necessarily like
wanted to
besides
rush.
horses. I'm not an extreme person. It's only horses.
Well, let me tell you, you'd think the thing about Shark Attack, the game, is that once you get past the breaking of the waves, it starts getting scary really fast. Like
because there's not movement.
Because it's quiet.
It's
because like
movement,
when you're
it's
like
quiet.
swimming and there's waves breaking, you're like, oh, it's fine. There's not going to be a shark where like the waves breaking, you know. But then as soon as you get to where you're like swimming up the hump of the wave and down the hump of the wave, and then you're like, if I put my feet down, would I touch the bottom? Probably not.
No, absolutely.
No.
not.
So
You're
usually,
not.
like I say this, and you guys are maybe imagining me swimming like hundreds of yards offshore or whatever. But usually, once you get past the breakers, like it's not.
You get scared quick.
It's like whoever gets 50 yards out is probably winning. You know.
Have you ever been skinny dipping? Have you ever been skinny dipping?
I haven't.
Have you ever been skinny
Trying to
dipping?
think.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, okay. Yeah, me too.
I love
Oh,
being
really?
naked.
That's the only. And I just said that I don't like the idea of going in the ocean at night, but I have done it multiple times drunk.
Yeah, you
don't
can
like
do
it,
anything
but-
when you're drunk.
Yeah, I'm not thinking about the sharks.
It's almost a superpower.
That's it. Yeah.
Honestly, if you're drunk enough and a shark bites you, the
You
blood
won't
alcohol
die.
content,
You won't die.
the
shark gets
would
yeah. Yeah, you won't die. So
shark would be like,
like,
this is,
whoa.
Yeah.
I don't do rum.
Google that. They won't.
Google that?
So, yeah,
I don't-
Google it.
Shark's like, oh, tequila, gross. That's my least
Yeah.
favorite. Had a bad experience.
Do you try to get to the beach every year? You try to like do a little beach like
I do. I've been going to LA like every year for a couple
Comedy?
years. Yeah,
That's great.
that's been fun.
Do you enjoy the comedy scene in New York or LA more?
Oh, I think I like LA because of the beach.
Because
like,
of the
I just
beach.
feel like I'm being recharged in some way. Like
Yes.
my child heart is.
What's your sign?
I'm a.
We're on a date now.
You have
What's
to
your sign?
guess. You have to guess.
Are you a water sign? Is that why it's recharging you?
Okay, I would like to guess.
Okay.
Wait, no.
3, 2, 1.
Capricorn.
No.
He didn't.
Oh, wait, because you said no water sign. Sorry, I wasn't ready. I was still debating. I was
wait,
debating if I wanted to go.
Okay.
Aquarius. No, that's
No.
water.
I was wanting to go Pisces or Sagittarius. I don't
I'm
know
a
why.
Libra.
Oh, you're a Libra.
Okay.
Yeah.
You love the balance.
I'm not gonna guess your signs. What are you?
Cancer.
Gemini.
Gemini. Okay. Libra, Cancer, Gemini. Walk into a boat.
And they have fish reels. Is it a slur or is it a fish?
I think Gemini is probably one of the most shit on of the like Geminis and Scorpios. I feel like we get shit on a
Gemini
lot.
for sure.
Yeah,
you know, I
people love
dated a
shitting
Gemini
on
for quite a
Geminis.
while, and he was totally, really just sweet all the time.
Was it Elliot?
It was
Not-
not. Elliot. I was like, I'm not gonna start a rumor about myself. on this
well,
podcast.
actually, Gemini, the twins. So that makes sense. Elliot and Mike.
Yeah, I do have a. I'm like a pretty typical
Like a twin
Gemini.
sign?
I have a intentional alter ego person.
What did you say your sign was?
Libra. Capricorn.
So that's why. No, I guess Capricorn. I'm a Cancer.
Oh, okay.
Gemini.
Gemini. But
Gemini.
do you feel like? So do you think the recharge of the ocean has just more to do with like your connection to the ocean because you grew up
Yeah.
in California? It
Just
has nothing
'cause
to do
I,
with your
like,
sign.
I'd go there like every day and.
Could
I
it
don't
be
know,
your
my
sun sign or
teenage-
your moon sign maybe? And that's
Let's explain the ocean.
What's the
through.
exact time in
I
which
don't
you
know
were
my
born?
sun sign. I have it in my phone.
no, that's okay. I actually don't know if that matters.
That's okay. I don't want to talk
I don't know
about
why
it.
you. I don't know why. I
Lizzie
asked.
started down this path and immediately bailed.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
actually know what any of this stuff
I'm
means.
one of
and
those
just-
astrology people that knows just like a little bit about themselves and nothing about anybody else.
Same. I like hearing about it.
It's just, it's fun. I just didn't know if you're like, I recharge because of the moon or something like that. You know?
I'm not.
Because that's something I would say. No. That's something I would say.
Yeah.
I would say that. I would be like the ocean and the moon, the combo.
Yeah.
I'm a Cancer. Like, so it makes sense in my head, but I wouldn't know anything about anybody else because I don't care.
Yeah.
As a Libra, how does that affect you in your life?
Yeah, what
How
are
does
like
being
the
a Libra affect me in my life?
well, what are like the stereotypical things they say about Libras? You know, like,
Balance.
The pain, the torture.
It's the scales. So it's like you have sketch and you have stand up, and so they balance you
I am
out.
like I
And then you have
want to do
caffeine.
everything, but I have to like keep it all. It's like pulling the reins back on my life.
Like horses.
Yeah, like horses,
Which we talk about
which
sometimes.
you
Ride horses tomorrow. Roping. That's what I'm doing. That's cool. No, I think that's good. Actually, now the sketch and the stand up part makes more sense to me.
I'm indecisive.
It's only because of your sign.
It's all because of my sign. I have no other personality traits.
Except for
I
Librarians.
am not even Mexican. I'm Libra.
Oh, you're Libra. Where are you from? Libra.
Libra.
from between
Sorry,
this
what?
date and this date.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm Libra
Libra.
actually.
I like to eat carrots.
Yeah.
And fresh vegetables.
I can relate to that because
And
I'm
I'm
from
a Libra.
Alabama, and so I'm like looking for anything else to identify with,
Yeah.
as opposed to being
Yes.
like, oh yeah, I'm a white guy from Alabama.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Great
I'm
to
a
meet you.
Gemini. Much better.
Yeah.
It's funny. I always say that like people will sometimes ask me, they'll be like, people love college sports down there. Like I get that sometimes, and I'm like,
Yeah.
listen, the only thing I'm allowed to be proud of is the college that I went
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
I can't
It's a
be
very
proud of
bizarre
Alabama.
You can't
There's
be
nothing to be proud
of
of.
anything.
Yeah.
The word proud should not exist in your vocabulary.
In his vocab. Yeah, for sure.
Pride is a sin.
I can
Yeah.
be proud of you.
I
You can't
can
be proud of
have it in my
yourself.
vocab. Yeah. Well, that's really cool. I love
You
that
can have
so much.
state pride, but not
Yeah.
from Alabama.
Oh, I wanted to ask. This is not random, but does sand bother you guys?
Sand?
Yeah.
You mean like
Beach sand.
beach sand?
Yeah.
So I think that I was undiagnosed ADHD for most of my life. And so what I've realized as of late is that I've been like at a base level of dysregulation most of my life. So things that most people find
Which is
annoying.
why you can't answer the question.
I don't. So basically, no. Sand doesn't bother me because it's just another minor discomfort that I'm able to ignore.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Are
like,
there other things that do like I know with neurodivergent people though there are certain things where they don't like the feeling of
Getting
like,
triggered.
genes
Yeah,
or
yeah.
things like that.
I definitely am not that for like the way things feel.
Okay.
I would say I have more like some auditory sensitivities, and smell is a weird one for me.
Yeah.
Like if I come into a place
Right.
with really weird smells,
But
sometimes
you're
it's
totally
overwhelming.
fine with fish.
Yeah.
Fish smell, ocean smell.
But when you go to like a fish facility, like you know what it's
Ocean
going to
sound.
smell like. You
Yeah,
know, to me
okay,
it's
okay.
more like
Yeah.
if I go
Surprise.
into a room and I get hit with like a whole bunch of different like perfume and or
Right.
like
Yeah.
industrial smells. Like
Yeah.
if it's like smells like fresh paint and perfume at the same
it
time or
can be
something.
overwhelming.
It's just a lot. It just
Right.
makes me be like, ugh. Like
Yeah.
it makes me feel like almost like you get like a uncomfortable jitter
Right.
kind of.
Yeah.
That no, that makes sense. Just my girlfriend, she's has like undiagnosed ADHD, and there's definitely like feeling. So it's close.
Yeah.
Like a lot of time, it's close. It's like changing her outfit.
So I'm not much of for like things feeling. I mean, I definitely like my clothes to be comfortable. Let me make that pretty clear. Like
Are
yeah,
your clothes
but-
comfortable with sand in them?
Yeah, well, that's one of the things where people would say I'm a psychopath is that I will totally sleep in a sandy bed.
Sandy bed. Will you
Okay.
sleep in a sandy
Doesn't
bed?
bother me.
It depends on
Gabby.
the environment. Like if
Oh, okay. If
not
you're
that
drunk.
I've ever I don't think I've been in a rented beach house. The scenario I was imagining is like I'm in the Hamptons.
This was not well
The
desanded.
beach is
Yeah.
right down there.
Yeah.
And
Carrie,
and I walk up and
Samantha, we're all together.
Yeah. We're like laughing so hard.
Which one am I? Which
Yeah.
one can I be?
I
right in the
don't
bed.
mind the feeling of sand. I like the feeling of sand. I actually like it. I don't like
Yeah.
the hot part at first, right? Like
Ooh,
it can
I
get
love
too
the,
hot.
like,
Oh, okay.
because I love getting into like hot tubs, springs,
Okay.
baths. Like I love that first
Once I get used
Shock
to
to the
it, I'm
skin.
in. I'm
Yeah.
in. But yeah, if we like drove down to the beach right now, I would, take off my shoes and walk in the sand. I like the feeling of sand in between my toes and stuff like that. I think that that's fun, especially when you're walking along the water and it's like kind of coming up and then going down. I like that feeling, and I can understand why some people don't.
Yeah.
Do you say that so that do you have sand right now? Like we could test it?
I have wet
sand.
Dude, do you guys ever watch the kinetic sand videos?
Yeah.
Those are crazy. Mm-hmm.
I guess for the
So
listeners,
relaxing.
should I explain these?
Honestly,
No?
this is like
I
relaxing.
almost feel like we're gonna make you. We're getting you to move back to California. We're talking you into it because we don't really have sand. I mean, we have kind of sand. We have like
The great sand, dude.
Are you gonna do it? You gonna do it? Do the move? Because you missed the sand, the ocean.
Continued.
Okay, the sharks.
Leave us guessing.
Cool. Well, we should wrap it up.
So I know you plugged your website before, but where else can people find you?
So where can we find Gabby Gutierrez-Reed?
My Instagram is at shishkebab. Maybe someday I'll change it to my name, but
Sure, that would be easier for everybody.
SHISHGABAB. It's like
Shish
banana.
kebab.
BANANAS. That's pretty much where I made a TikTok and I don't really post on it, but it's kind of
I think
out
Instagram's
there.
the main.
Yeah.
That's the main.
Yeah.
Facebook, Instagram.
Website. I barely look at Facebook, but you can message me on there.
Mm-hmm. But follow.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
We love that.
And look for some of the exciting projects you have coming up. I'm not sure when we'll release this, but that'll still be happening. So
Yeah, it will be.
And just keep watching for more sketches too
Mm-hmm.
from Gabby and her crew, or maybe us too. Maybe we'll get a little writing team together. Summer writing team. We could go to a lake that has sand. And then is that where you write the best? In the sand?
Where there's sand. Yeah.
Perfect. Lakes are also less intimidating than the ocean, but I like swimming in the ocean more.
I like imagine a lake monster when I'm in a
Sure.
lake.
Lake monsters. Yeah. And on Lake Monsters,
not even
you
going to
can-
touch on that.
No comment. You're like, we're ending the
Yeah,
podcast?
we have to end it. We have to end it. Nick wants us out of here.
You don't want to open up this can of worms.
You
can follow us at WolfHawk Comedy on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You can follow me at Lizzy Wolfson and at Lizzy Wolfson Comedy on YouTube, where you can find also the video of this podcast if you want to see that on Spotify and YouTube. And then at Lizzy Wolfson on Instagram and Facebook.
And let's see, I am Mr. Mike Hawkburns on TikTok and Instagram and everything else. MR Mike Hawkburns. If you check me out on TikTok, I don't really do a lot of comedy content. I do a lot of gardening and how to make something from nothing.
And really scrapping.
And scrapping. Yeah, that's the something from nothing.
Scrapping, yeah.
So yeah, I talk a lot about
cooking,
scrapping, and about making stuff, and a lot about gardening.
Yeah. And then also follow Dude IDK Studios. And thank you to Dude IDK Studios for taking care of us every single time with the audio, the video, the puppy dogs, the drinks too. Liquid Death. We've got that here because of Dude IDK. So thank you, Nick, for taking care of us. We will see you guys next week. Thank you, Gabby.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
guys.